Today is the 22nd of March 2021. I'm so excited to be here with you today once again, and I look forward to sharing tips with you on how you can be, do, and have more. My name once again is Konrad Agaba, and today I just want to start this way and by saying, that I have really discovered that one way we must win to join the League of Champions is the war, to be able to win the war against shiny object syndrome. Always looking for the next new stuff, always looking for the trendy stuff and never finding fulfillment. It's a common thing today in our world, especially with the noise we have from social media and some of those things, and we tend to lack that ability to focus on one thing and follow through. There's always one shiny thing coming up on our screen one day, the next minute, and we simply get distracted and we lose focus. You see, today, many of us, we celebrate what we call multitasking. I'm not trying to say that multitasking is bad in itself, but one thing about it is that, you cannot fulfill your purpose doing so many things at the same time. There is always one thing that matters. And when you focus on that one main thing, it gets you closer to your dreams. One thing about people of significance in life is that they know how to switch off from things that might look good, but they could distract out of your main course. And as we go, my encouragement is that you should always remember to keep saying yes to your dreams. Because saying yes to your dreams also implies that there are things you ought to be able to remember that you must say no to them. They might look good, but they are not going to get you to where you want to get to. So saying yes to your dream is something you say consistently. Saying yes to those people, saying yes to those opportunities, saying yes to those decisions that will always get you closer to your dreams. As we move on and as you keep saying yes to your dreams, you must also realize that life happens. There's a saying that to be forewarned is to be forearmed. You see, when somebody tells you ahead of time that there is a diversion on this path, your destination, you know what? It helps you navigate easily than when you had no idea about it. So today we are going to be looking at the idea that life happens. Life will always happen. You have dreams, but I want you to remember, life really happens. There are things that will come as obstacles, that might come as hindrances, but I want to encourage you today that you are equipped to overcome them. Yeah, people are so deluded, they forget the fact that life simply happens. As you and I travel along our unique path to our destinations, we must embrace the fact that pain comes with it. Pain comes with it. It's part of the package. There is a pain. Growth comes with pains. I remember when we learned how to ride bicycle, we fell so many times. But that is the process of growth. Every baby that learns how to walk falls many times. That is the process of learning how to walk. So, for you and I to go from where we are to achieve those dreams, to reach those goals, to become that person we really have envisioned ourselves to be, we must realize there comes pain with it. Yeah, most people run from those pains. Some somehow try to deal with them. But there are some people that embrace challenges. Those people are the leaders that experience real transformation. And those leaders are such that also bring transformation to their communities, to their environment, and to people that they come in contact with. So, how do I deal with life when it suddenly happens? You know, some days ago, my daughter, the day after her failed experience, during their inter-house sport in school, she was competing in the egg race challenge. And she came to me and she said, "Dad, I have a question for you. During our egg race challenge, I stumbled, one of my, running mates stumbled against me, and my egg fell, and I was in turn disqualified. I was disqualified. I felt I should draw back. But Daddy, what do you suggest I could have done in such situation?" And without hesitation, I said, "Finish your race," would have been the right option. Afterward, it dawned on me that I was teaching her the principle of life happens. So I started sharing with her, things happen. Life happens. You plan to win the race. You did well during all your trainings. You did well during all your rehearsals. But you know what? You can come to the D-Day, and just like today, your egg fell because your running mate unintentionally stumbled against you. And that brings me to the point that to overcome the fact that life happens, we must learn how to ask the right questions. We must learn how to ask ourselves the right questions about those experiences we encountered. Life will always happen. So how do we actually measure victory without overcoming an obstacle? Those obstacles are actually there. They gift us with measuring skills to show us how far we have gone. That's true. If there is nothing to overcome, there is nothing to measure. Let's say, for example, somebody is weighing 100 kg and wants to start weighing 70. The fact that you are weighing 100, which is an obstacle to where you are going to, helps you measure your progress from 100 down to 70. That brings me to the next point. It says, you must have the motto, when I fall, I shall arise. I shall arise. Have the mentality that even if I fall, I will surely arise. One of my favorite teachers, Jerry Savelle, shared this experience. He said he was praying for a group, as a minister, and he was praying for a group of people in a prayer line. And he got to a man and he asked him, what do you want me to pray with you about? And the man said, pray that I will not have any problem again. But do you know what happened? He said, okay, I will pray. He said, God, let him die. And the man was like startled with that prayer point. And he said, yes, you said you don't want to have any problem any longer. Yes, for you not to want to have any problem means you don't want to exist here on earth any longer. And that gets me to the point that many of us have the escape mentality, that when we face challenges, we just want to escape. We just want to find a way out of it. But we need to realize that pains and challenges, they help us to grow. They give us opportunities to become more, to do more, and to have more. Another favorite mentor of mine says, a failure isn't someone who fails, but someone who refuses to get up from the mud. Surely we will fall, surely we will fail, surely we might make mistakes. Surely we cannot control the weather, we cannot control the economic situation in our nations. We cannot control the next thing that might happen, meeting someone, but we can control how we respond to life. So, I want to give you this mantra. It says, and that is from a wise saint of the old. St. Paul says, leaving those things which are behind and reaching for the things that are before. We should all develop the ability to let go of the past. Learn to let go of the past and reach to the things that are ahead of us. Those things are those goals you have for your life, in any area of your life, in your faith life, in your family life, in your friendship, in your fun, in your fitness life, in your flourish life, in your career, in any area of your life. We have to learn to let go of the past and reach to the things that are ahead. We can learn from our experiences, but we all have to learn from them and move forward to the next destination. You see, it's vital that we learn how to forgive ourselves, even other people. You know, we are going to make wrong decisions sometimes, wrong choices. But one of the cardinal principles of growth is forgiveness. My ability and your ability to forgive ourselves of our wrongdoings, of the things that are wrong choices and wrong decisions, so that we can move from where we are to where we need to be. In the famous book of the Proverbs, King Solomon said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. When you let bitterness, strife, doubt to stay with your heart, that determines your response to life. So, let go of the past, because what we have ahead of us is greater, it's bigger, and it's mightier. And I want to remind you that greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The qualities God has put inside of you is bigger than any challenge you might face today. You are born to win. That takes me to the next idea. Develop an overcomer's mentality. Develop the ability that when you are facing a challenge, that you are already an overcomer before the challenge arises, because you have that consciousness that you have been resourced by God to overcome the things that might stand against you towards your destination. You and I will always have what we say. We always have what we say. And the Master said, say to this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea. And you shall not doubt in your heart, but believe that you will have whatsoever you say. So that is the mantra. Believe that you are already an overcomer. Believe that you have the capacity to overcome any challenge that will come to you. that helps you to overcome this idea that life happens. The last point I'm going to share with us today is you and I have what it takes to deal with challenges. And when you begin to learn to develop this ability to overcome challenges that happen suddenly, it helps us to nurture good relationships. Because we understand that people are not always in their perfect state all the time. It helps us to deal with these experiences with the right attitude. It sharpens our creativity because we learn how to master our challenges. And when we are in the right state of mind, we tune into our creative abilities, where we begin to become the solution providers, creating pathways out of challenges. And we learn to plan ahead, because when you anticipate problems, you in turn come up with solutions to navigate through those problems. Yeah. And above all, I believe that some of the things we have learned today will help us become valuable professionals, valuable husbands, valuable brothers, friends, valuable mentors, coaches, valuable people in every sphere of influence. And one of the things is that when we begin to develop this attribute, it helps us to become goal-getters who nurture growth mindset inside of us. It helps us to grow, to become more. It helps us to grow, to have more. It helps us to grow, to do more. And the more we overcome challenges, the more we experience those little victories that create the momentum that takes us from where we are to where we need to be. Momentum is very critical. So begin to learn and develop the character, the traits to overcome challenges. And before you know it, you'll be overcoming mightier challenges and you'll become an attraction to your world. Yeah, as I round up this session, I want to thank you for showing up. I want to thank you for encouraging us. And I look forward to having you same time next week. And as I go forward, I want to remind you to ask the right questions. Develop the motto, when I fall, I shall arise. Learn to let go of the past. Have an overcomer's mentality. When we begin to apply these to our lives, we will feel good. We have that sense of fulfillment and that drive to go forward, to advance from where we are to where we need to be.